Hi, thanks for joining. I'm just going to be chatting about my plans for my art career moving forward and what I'm going to be doing with this channel, since I haven't really touched it for, I think, 2 years. So yeah, the video recording is of me lining the sketches for the backing pattern on my upcoming mermaid art book. So I look forward to that. So yeah, you can just watch that. If you don't want to listen to me, feel free to mute. But I'll just be going over. This isn't more a video for me to commit to some future goals. If other people have heard it, then I kind of got to do it. That's my thinking. So basically, what I've done here is I've arranged the sketch layers from my mermaid paintings so that they kind of interconnect and have a bit of flow and fill in as many blank spots as possible. And I'm just neatening them up for the printed book so that they don't look completely sketchy, but like neat sketchy. So yeah, if you just wanted to watch that, feel free, I don't know, play some music over me. You can see most of the finished mermaid paintings on my Instagram. I did 31 of them during Mermay, and I'm currently doing another 19. I want to round it off to 50 for this art book. There's links to my Instagram and that kind of stuff below, so you can have a look at those. So the book's going to be an art collection book with about 5 spreads that will be breakdowns and tutorials. So if you wanted to look at pretty pictures or learn something about my process, you can do both in the same book. It'll be about A4 squared off, so I think that's 8 inches by 8 inches. So I mainly kept it that small to keep postage down. It's still big enough to appreciate the details, but it's not overly big where the shipping or the postage costs more than the book, which is a pain in the butt. I'm not sure when I'll open pre-orders yet. It's currently October 2019 and I have to leave. I'm in Victoria and I've got to leave for New South Wales to work for 2 months on a farm, so I won't really have time to work on the book then. So ideally, I'll have time to work on it sort of half of December, January, and I'll open pre-orders February, and I can start producing the books after that. Because one of the good things about this project is I'm going to be making everything 100% myself. So the art, the text is me, the physical book, I'm making that at home. I learnt how to make my own books with, like, you know, stitching, gluing, finishes, etc. And with the pre-orders, I'll be doing like packs, so you can just get the book or you can get stickers, and I'll be making my own acrylic charms. So I've been testing those as well, so that's pretty fun actually. Yeah, I'm just I want to start self-producing stuff to cut down on costs for, not for me necessarily, but when you get someone else, a middleman, to make your products, then you've obviously got to cover those costs and profit. So if I'm making everything myself, I can keep the costs a bit lower for people that want to enjoy my work. So yeah, I've been on a bit of a mission to learn how to manufacture a lot of my own stuff. Because my first book that I did, I had someone else print it, and I wasn't happy with all of them. There were some like mistakes, and I was being picky about it, so I decided from then on I'd print my own books because it didn't seem that difficult. So yeah, this is going to be my first big do-it-yourself project, more or less. I've been learning different techniques. So this mermaid art book, I'm going to be doing saddle stitching, and I'm going to emboss the cover with glossy letters, so it'll have a mostly black cover and the type will be black, but it'll be pushed out and have a gloss on it, so you have to shift it to read the text, and I thought that would be a bit cool. So yeah, As for this channel and the rest of my art career related stuff, I wanted to start stepping away from drawing for fandoms. I like to draw occasional fan art for myself, but in the past I've done fully rendered paintings of characters, to gain a bit of traction on social media and stuff. I liked the characters and I liked the result, but I felt like after I'd finished them, I could have spent that time on my own projects or my comic. So I'm going to step away from that a little bit, even though that's sort of what's making the most money art-wise at the moment at conventions is fan art. But I think I'm going to be willing to take a loss if I can make my own books and do my own projects, which is what I want. So I'm just going to have to push that a bit harder, I think. If you don't follow me on Instagram already, you probably didn't know I worked my butt off and made a fairly lengthy webcomic. It's volume 1 out of 8 so far is available on Webtoon and Tapaz. I'm working on the second one at the moment and I'll start uploading it soon. This video will probably be up by the time I've started uploading volume 2. So yeah. How that project got the fire lit under it to be made was after graduating high school, I found myself struggling to make a decision on which uni I was going to study at. I wanted to learn animation because that's what I thought I wanted to do at the time. Because I got accepted to 2 different places and I couldn't make a decision. And I couldn't make a decision like within the 3 days that I had to make it, so what I did is I deferred them both for a year. Left with a lot of time on my hands and I had to do something in that time. So out of guilt for not going to uni, I made a graphic novel, a 140-page full color graphic novel. There's videos of it on my Instagram highlights of me flipping through it. It's pretty chunky. I'm pretty happy with it, and I'd like to have about 8 done. I think I can fit the story in 8. Maybe. I might have to push it out to 12. So yeah, during that year, my gap year, I did have a job, but it was only in the afternoons and a couple days a week. It was a perfect time to bust out a big project, because I was still living with my parents and my job wasn't taking up too much time and I wasn't at uni. So I took that opportunity and I ran with it. Perfect opportunity to focus on improving my art skills and create this story I'd been sitting on. I ended up spending 9 months out of 2018 almost exclusively drawing my comic Astray. On my old account you can see a gap in the upload history just because I couldn't do it. I was in such a focused zone, I couldn't do anything else but the comic, so I wasn't really posting anything else. And that's okay. So I ended up spending 9 months out of 2018 almost exclusively drawing my comic. And I'd been drawing it for a couple of months before I really knuckled down and started drawing it. Because I probably had about 10 pages done. I thought I was going alright. And then Webtoon posted their new creators contest. And I was a little bit motivated by the prize money, but I also thought, if I get a placing in this or I win this, that can be my job. That'd be awesome. So I sat down with my parents and talked to them. I said, look, I'd like to cut back on working at the pizza shop and focus on this. I might have an opportunity. They're a little bit skeptical, but they let me do it. So I dropped down, I think, to 1 day a week, and then I kind of temporarily quit. And I sat in my room for 4 months doing this comic and trying to get it seen on Webtoon. I didn't end up placing or even getting runners up or anything, but I'm glad I did it because I was really productive in that period, and I actually worked on it for another 2 months after the contest winners had been announced because I was still not working anywhere else. So I finished that and I got it printed, and that was really, really cool. It was nice to get it printed because then I could show my parents that, I wasn't stuffing around. I really was working hard and I produced this thing. And then I had to find a job. But yeah, I know a lot of people don't have that amount of time or opportunity to get a project done. But if you do, try not to waste your time, actually do it. It'll be hard and you might go a little bit crazy for not talking to anyone for a week, but it was definitely worth it. Because even though I didn't place in that webtoon contest and I didn't sell as many books as I ordered, because I printed the books out of pocket. I didn't do pre-orders. I didn't sell all of them, but having that book has actually got me other work. I got other comic work and commissions based on my mental work ethic, so I've been able to use that in applications for art jobs. So even though you may work really hard on something and it doesn't pay off straight away, because you've worked so hard on something, later on it definitely will. So you've just got to be patient with that kind of stuff. It was a whole year's process to, not sell many books and then way later get some jobs doing comic work. So you got to think about the big picture sometimes. It's definitely not instant gratification. Art's a process, and getting that career built up, I'm still working on it. So I haven't finished that process yet either. And I'm okay with that. My goal basically is I'm nearly at that point where I can stop working for other people, but I'm still sort of doing casual farm labor because that pays pretty good. My goal is to get to a point where I can support myself on my own work, that being my stories and my art books, and other stuff I may not know exists right now. At the moment though, for the rest of this year and next year, I'm going to be pretty focused on producing books, because I really love having something tangible to flip through. It's nice finding an Instagram account or a YouTube channel and binging all their content, but sometimes I really just want to hold it, so I'd like to do that for other people as well. So yeah, those are my goals. So my current projects that I know I want to do is Volume 2 of Astray. So that should be about 150 pages. I'm going to try and keep it under. I've got a lot of story to get into that. And this mermaid art book. And I have another project that I've put off to the side. It's called Dolly and Griffin, and it's going to be a children's style book. Obviously all ages can enjoy it, but it will be sort of more innocent and cutesy. And that one will probably only be about 40 pages long and have sort of minimal text. If you wanted to have a look at what that is, I've did it during May this year. So I had Mermaid and Misadventure May were 2 challenges going around, and I thought, well, I kind of like them both. So what I was doing during May is I would draw in my sketchbook for Misadventure May, and then after work I would come home and do a mermaid painting. So I was doing 3 hours a day on art and then 9 hours at work. So that was a little bit hardcore. I got behind by about 3 days, I think, but I kept on top of it for most of the time, which I think was pretty good considering I was doing 2 daily drawing challenges at the time. But yeah, I'm glad I did that because May was a super productive month, and I've got 2 projects that are ongoing out of it. So the mermaids, I'm going to continue drawing mermaids until I've got 50. And Dolly and Griffin, I've got it on the back burner right now, but I'm trying not to touch that project too much because I really don't have time for it, but I'm organising to make a hardcover kids book for that, and I've started testing out plushie designs. Like I've done a couple mock plushies of the Griffin character, and I'm learning how to make acrylic charms and all that sort of stuff to go with the book. So yeah, I've got volume 2 of Astray, mermaid art book, and Dolly and Griffin, and then maybe something after that, and then volume 3 of Astray, so it's going to be never ending. Something else might happen in between that, but I'm not sure yet because I'm not there. So I'm just going to cut it here. Thanks for hanging out with me and listening to me babble about my plans for the next couple of months. If you want to stick around and see what projects I'm doing, that'd be great. Bye for now though.